Hi all, this is Fix It with Fran, where I talk about all things faith, family, food, and fun. And I'm checking in with you to let you see how the pineapples are still growing. So for comparison size, this is my big old hand. And this is my, I think, yellow gold pineapples to the right. So this one and this one are yellow gold. And these to the left are my pineapple jade. Or what is it? White jade pineapple plants. I was about to say pineapple jade. Doesn't make sense. So there's 1, 2, 3 in the middle, and another white jade that's hiding behind that one, so it's a little smaller. So again, these were some transplants that I got from Amazon that I ordered from, I don't know if it tells me, Hello Organics. Again, not sponsored, not anything they provided. These were just some that I found. And I initially ordered these yellow gold pineapple starters and liked them a lot. So I ordered these white jade ones because when I was reading, the white jade are supposed to be a type of pineapple that you can eat the entire pineapple, including the core. And the yellow gold one are, I think, kind of like the traditional pineapples, like what we get in the store. I could be wrong about that, but again, I was just reading. And looking down under here, again, sorry, I keep saying again. The reason that I went back and got more is that these were grown, I believe, from cultures. So some of these have more than one growing in it. And I'm doing this completely on the fly. And I'll tell you a little more about that in a minute. But if you can kind of see, and again, this is not planned, not scheduled, so but I'm just trying to show you that down here at the base, there's one growing and two different ones. And maybe even a third one. Yep, if you look around this on the side. This is so messy. So there's like 3 in this one plug. 1, 2, wait. Fix it, Jesus. 1, 2, and then another one around this side. 3. Anyway, I'm just trying to show you that these were growing up really well, growing up strong, and that they were of good quality enough to where I wanted to order more because they were just growing and doing well. And I'm doing this on. My whole thought about this was that I wanted to show you all this because I'm at the point where I am going to keep my pineapple AeroGarden growing, but my other AeroGardens that are set up in the kitchen, especially now that it's about to be Thanksgiving, I'm about to clear them out. So I'm doing this because it's the Monday of Thanksgiving week. I'm clearing out the kitchen to get ready for prep time and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to just clear this out and not let you see how everything is going, because once I finish this video, I'm clearing out my other 2 AeroGardens, and the only AeroGarden that will continue to exist will be this pineapple one. But I think what I am going to do is to let my pineapples spread out a little bit more. I'm going to take these 2 yellow golds and give them their own dedicated AeroGarden, and then spread out these white jades into their own AeroGardens. So this is all kind of, again, on the fly, and I'm just showing you so that I can also give you an update of the AeroGarden that was growing my zinnias, as well as the just dots, I think they were. And I started growing some Malabar spinach, as well as the other 3rd AeroGarden that was in the kitchen that was growing my cascading petunias. So all that is to say, I really do like growing these pineapples. I want to see how well they continue growing in the AeroGarden right now, because in New Orleans, it's starting to get pretty cold, quote unquote, for New Orleans. I don't want to transfer them outside right now, and I have yet to really set up my full outdoor garden at the new house. So let me give you a side profile of this, because it's also kind of impressive to see, and I apologize for the light situation here, how this is doing. And I'm trying to adjust this so you can even see it a little bit better, because it's actually starting to really get a little bit of height to it. And this kind of sucks, sorry y'all, but you can see where this one pineapple is really getting more of a crown to it, where it kind of looks like the traditional pineapple you would see atop of the fruit in the store. And then down here you can see a little shorter pineapple that's growing up. So I want to give these a little more time to grow and get established before I switch them to an outdoor setup in a traditional like dirt medium, and nurse them a little bit while they make that adjustment from a more hydroponic setup to outdoor setup. But even this one, let's see if I can get you in here and let you really see it. If you look here, and I'm turning my light on because hopefully that'll give you a better look, you can see these other little plugs underneath, and even get a sense of how I may get more than one growing from this one as well. And it's a little bit messy here. Again, I haven't done any more of my pruning and maintenance since the last video, so just to give you an idea of how that looks. Excuse me. And even here you can see where I was trying to show you that there's another little crown growing up here. Again, just keeping it real with you, letting you see what's going on here. Maybe that's better focus. And this is all growing in one of the little AeroGarden plugs. And because the soil plugs fit in really well, I didn't do anything to modify this or put in a basket or anything. I just let it sit right in there. Let's see if I can take this out and let you see how it's doing. So again, the roots are really healthy. Again, another reason that I want to give these space to spread out is because I don't want them to start to crowd one another out. And as long as these roots are getting, I feel like they do need more space. So I just want to give them the opportunity to grow out and be healthy and do what they need to do. So you can see here, this is what I was trying to show you. This is probably the best way to do it, that there's this one growing as well as this one growing. And when I got this really looked like it was just this one that was growing up as like the main one. So I think because these were grown from tissue cultures, there was the opportunity to get more than one growing. So that was another reason, again, that I ordered more, because I liked, you know, just that look at the draw to see if I was able to grow them and make them happy enough that I could get more than one maturing plant. So I'm going to leave this here and show you some of the other setup, but it's really cool. It's been a fun experiment. Like nothing, again, I won't say this is something that's AeroGarden approved. I wouldn't necessarily recommend other folk do it unless you're kind of like me and you just want to be a renegade and kind of see what you can get your AeroGarden to do. But it's been fun to do, especially during the pandemic, just to have something going on, something else to look forward to, just to see what you can get to grow. You're always making sure that you monitor your root situation. You don't want to deal with a lot of root rot. You don't want to get in a situation where your filter is being blocked by the root growth. And always making sure too that you're still having continual healthy growth. Seeing these nice young green healthy leaves. Again, making sure that you're always looking to make sure there's no mites or pest activity going on in your soil or in your roots. Just look at this. You can see the little fronds coming up. It's been pretty awesome. So I'll go over to the not so exciting gardens and show you what's going on with those. All right, showing you the good, the bad, the ugly. This is the garden that I showed you all before. That was growing the zinnias. And the zinnias kept growing and growing and growing, and the zinnias have literally outgrown this AeroGarden. And while it's been nice to have them grow, and I literally at one point cut this all the way back, you can see this nub here where they were so overgrown and I was almost just exhausted with them that I cut it all the way back to this nub by my finger, and I just wanted them down. And then I kind of didn't pay attention to it for a little while. So you can even see here where there's some just dead, spent growth, and then they grew back out. So now it's blooming again. And I told my husband the other night, I'm just kind of over the zinnias. I'm kind of done with them. They no longer spark joy. How about that? And there are a couple here that are up and trying to bloom, and apparently if I look back at the counter, it says that these have been growing for, of course it's not going to show me now. Nutrients are needed in 7 days, and they have been growing for 123 days. I have to look back at a previous video to tell you when they actually started to bloom, but they've been blooming for a little while. I would do it again. I would probably do it in my Bounty versus in the, I think this is the Harvest Elite, I think. or I can't even remember. I would do it in the larger one that gets more high. I wouldn't do it in this one that only goes up to 12 inches. I would do it in the one that I have, I think, that goes up to 24 inches. And the Just Dots. Oh my goodness. So many dots. Now these grew, and there's still one here that I don't know if because the other ones are so tall or doing so much root-wise, this one is just more of a dwarf. It never quite got any taller than this, but the other ones, oh my gosh. And then even here you can see the zinnia just goes and goes around. This is getting on my husband's nerves. So yes, this will be coming out because yeah, he can't stand it. At one point, I think I had aspirations of taking this outside and transferring it to be a houseplant because, I mean, some folks, this is like plant goals to get, and look how tall it is. I mean, it's going into the cabinet. It's kind of ridiculous. This is plant goals to get one of these to grow. Like, I've been in some of my houseplant groups, and apparently folks have a hard time getting these to grow. I gave this plant nothing of my energy, of my attention, of my interaction. I just gave it nothing. Because once it started to grow past this size, I realized it did not spark joy. And I think I have a few other, some of them initially did not germinate for me. And this one, I think I just, oh no, they called it the polka dot mix. This whole time I've been calling it just dots. The box may have actually said that. I don't remember. I go back and forth. In my mind, I say maybe I will try to stick it in a pot and let's see if it survives as a houseplant. Because I know coleus can do that as well. I don't think I'm that invested. If I do this on a day where Monica is home, it's going to go in the trash. So I think that's part of why it's existed to this point where it's this gangly mess, is that I'm just like, oh, I'll do it one day when I have the true energy to decide whether or not it will continue to grow, because otherwise I don't think I'll give it a fair chance. I don't know. And now even with the zinnias, I look at it and think, oh, that's not doing so bad. And look at all these new blooms it has. Maybe it deserves a chance. But it's a hot mess. Now, the one thing I will say that I do want to give a chance to grow, and I want to figure out how to transfer it outside, is the spinach. All of my garden friends have been gifting this spinach and trading this spinach. As I understand, I think this is the Malabar spinach. Maybe it's the Brazilian spinach. I get confused. But I've been gifted this spinach a couple times. I won't say that. Not gifted. I've heard about this spinach a few different times. And I had one person who gave me one whenever I was picking up some things for them, like some plants that I was dropping off for them. And then I had another person that I went to get some passion fruit cuttings, and they literally broke me off some and told me that I needed to try to propagate it. So I can't remember which one I had, but I literally just took the plant and stuck it in one of my vacant AeroGarden holes, and it is enjoying being in here. So it's probably been in here maybe for about a month or so, and now it's telling me it needs water. But I want to put this outside. So I told myself I was going to get myself some raised beds for the back patio for my birthday. I haven't ordered them yet because I've yet to decide which one I want. But what I do want to do is to get one that has like a trellis on it so that I can grow different things. And this I think would be perfect to grow. So maybe I'll do that.